Your script says it cannot find the sign in button. You are looking straight at that button on your screen. Here is what that looks like. The run opens the page. It types the email in. Then it reaches for the sign in button and stops dead. 9 times out of 10 nothing is wrong with the page. Something is wrong with how you describe the button. Describing things is what this whole episode is about, and it is honestly the most important skill in Playwright. Get this one right, and half of your future problems simply never happen. You already know the map. The browser is your theater. The page is the stage, and every element on it is an actor standing on the boards. A locator is the spotlight. You describe one actor, and the spotlight swings across and lands on them. 3 things to carry out of here. What a locator really is underneath, the ladder you climb when you pick one, and the error every single person meets in their first week. Start with the idea that changes how you read every line of Playwright code. 2 lines. The first one names the button, and it searches nothing at all. Nothing happens on that page. All you have done is write a description down, the button that says sign in. The search only runs on the second line, at the moment you click. So a locator is not the element. It is a saved search for the element, and Playwright holds that search back until the very last moment, then goes and looks fresh. Which matters more than it sounds. Say the button turns up 2 seconds late because part of the page is still loading. The old style grabs the element the second you ask, so it grabs nothing and falls over. A locator looks again when you click. Keep this one somewhere. A locator is a sticky note with a description of your actor written on it, and the spotlight only switches on when you act. First check. When does that first line actually go, and search the page. Read the 4 options and answer in your head. Pause the video here if you want longer to think about it. Ready? It is B. The search runs only when you act on it. Now the way you should be describing things almost all of the time. Here is a thing developers do every other Tuesday. They restyle a page, and the class names all change. Nothing a user can see is any different. But if your script was pointing at that old class name, every test you wrote just went red. That is because a class name describes how the page was built. The nesting, the position, the styling. All of that belongs to the developers, and they change it whenever they like. It says nothing about what the button means. So describe it the way a person would. Nobody says click the div with class bt and -primary. They say click the sign in button. That is all get by role does. A role, and the name the user can actually read. Roles cover most of a page. Forms need a couple of extra friends. Look at a real form. Every box has a label sitting beside it, and that label is how your eyes know which box is which. Get by label uses the very same thing, and it is the way you fill in forms. And the rest, 1 line each. Placeholder, for gray hint text in an empty box. Text, for a message on the page. Test ID, for an attribute added only for tests, the sturdiest of the lot. And alt text for images. Second check. You need to fill the box underneath the label password. Which of these 4 do you reach for? Have a think and pause the video if you want longer. Ready? B again. Get by label joins a label to its box. There is an order to all of these, and it comes with a sentence you will not forget. Which brings us to the bottom of the pile. Raw CSS and XPath do work. But look at what this one is really saying. The third div, then the form, then the second button. Those are directions through the furniture, not a description of the thing. So here is the ladder, top to bottom, with a daft sentence that makes it stick. Robots love pizza, tacos, 2 Cokes. Start at the top every time, and climb down a rung only when you must. Role, label, placeholder, text, test ID, and CSS at the bottom. And if you ever catch yourself writing an XPath with numbers in it, that is your signal to go and ask for a test ID instead. Last check, and this one turns up in interviews. Which of these 4 breaks the next time somebody restyles the site? Have a think, and pause the video if you want a bit longer. Ready? It is C. Class names and nesting are what a restyle changes. One last thing, and it is the error you are most likely to meet this week. Picture 2 actors on the stage, and both of them answer to the name Edit. You call for Edit. Which one should the spotlight light? Playwright will not guess, because guessing means maybe clicking the wrong one and never telling you. So instead it stops, loudly, and shows you exactly what it found. Strict mode violation. Resolved to 2 elements, and here they both are. Annoying for about 5 minutes. Then it saves your career. Because think about the alternative for a second. A test that quietly clicked the wrong delete button, went green, and told absolutely nobody. And the fix is small. Do not try to describe the button harder. Narrow the room down first. Find the one card you mean, then look for the edit button inside it. That is called chaining, and it is the right answer nearly every time. Pro corner. You can also pick by position with first, or last, or nth. But that is admitting the order on the page matters, and orders move. Chaining from a unique parent does not. So, episode 4 in 3 lines. A locator is a saved search, not the element itself. Climb the ladder from the top down. And one spotlight may only ever light one actor. Next time we start directing the show, clicking, filling, checking, and selecting. Every lesson is free at the Playwright Dojo.